All right, today's video is about online education, and by the nature of this video, we're doing education about educationception. Anyway, if you're looking to do a webinar or host a class, host a Skillshare course, Udemy course, today we're going to teach you about how to put together an online virtual lesson. All right, so the first thing you want to do is to outline your lesson. You want to break down into bullet points the different things you want to cover, and then you want to review these bullet points because sometimes a lesson can't just be one lesson, it has to be a series of lessons. For example, if I wanted to teach someone about how to stream, I might need to talk about computer requirements, and I might need to talk about the software that they're going to use and things like encoding. These might need to be separate lessons. Another important thing is to outline who the lesson is for. Like, what are they going to get out of it? If they're expecting this or expecting that, it might not work out for them. You're going to teach them about this. And you need to tell people what they might need to know before this. So, like I said, if I was going to do an advanced lesson on live streaming, you might need to already know how to set up your streaming software or what encoding is. So make sure to give the students an understanding of what they're getting themselves into so they can maximize their value of the course. All right, now that you've got a general outline, you got to start adding meat to it. So if you're going to be presenting this live as a class or as a webinar, you want to create slides. And when you create slides, you don't want to put too much text in it because people are just going to glaze over. Just put the most important things and maybe add some interactive elements. We actually did this educational video about different tools you can use to make your online lessons better. You can check it out above, but maybe add some trivia or just some fun stuff in the middle of it. Now, if you're doing a video, instead of scripting every single word, like unless you're just this super nervous person that you just can't come up with things off the fly and you need everything written out, what I recommend doing is actually just doing bullet points, because what you want to do is touch on the topics that you want to cover and speak to the camera in your own natural cadence, your own way of speaking. You don't want to talk to something like a robot and disinterested. And it's good to be able to do like emphasis on important points and be more animated so that your students can connect to it, they can understand what's important and what they need to focus on, and it'll be more engaging overall. So as I mentioned before, it's really important to add interactive or visual elements to help with your lesson, help digest it. So if you're doing a video about combat knife tactics, maybe it's good to have a short clip showing proper form and handling. Just visual cues that'll help people understand. Now, if you want to add these, it's actually easy to do this with XSplit Presenter. You can add video files, image files, even websites, like if you're going to demo how a website should work, into your slide, into your presentation, so you can do live demos and really help your students understand how this concept works. All right, streaming or recording your lesson just takes a few clicks. So in XSplit Presenter, you can connect to a destination. So this can be YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. You can stream to Facebook pages and just click start streaming. The settings are configured automatically. You're also gonna have to set your microphone and your system sound. The system sound is to capture audio from video and send it out, or background music. Recording's the same way. You just click the recording button, start recording, go through your slides, stop recording, it'll upload it to XSplit Cloud automatically and give you a link. So this is handy if you want to get feedback on your lesson before you give it live to your students. If you're going to be hosting your lesson in something like Zoom or Google Meets, you can actually use XSplit Presenter as your camera source in these applications and, set your microphone source like normal and present your lesson plan. This actually helps keep everything in one space. You can leave little notes that only you can see, and you can use tools like annotations to make things more interesting or engaging, but it's very simple to set up with XSplit Presenter. So I know when we were all students, we dreaded these, but quizzes and assignments have their purpose. So assignments can help you teach the student how to apply the lesson that they've learned. So if you're teaching someone how to be a social media influencer, you need to tell them to go out and make a social media account and try to get some interaction, try to develop their personality, maybe use a burner account if they're not so good at it to start. If you're going to use a quiz can help you understand how your student can interpret and apply the information. So if you've taught them a math concept like how to divide or how to do fractions and convert them into different amounts really quickly, you give them some questions for these problems and they can see, if they can get the answers right. And it also helps you too, because when you see the assignments come in, when you see the quizzes come in, it helps give you a gauge on how your students are absorbing the information. Do you need to make any adjustments in the way you're teaching these things? And you can get feedback from the students on how you can improve and help them understand sometimes difficult concepts. So if you prep in advance, being an online educator can go from seeming like a daunting task to an exciting opportunity. And with doing remote virtual teaching, you basically can have students all over the world and just tons of opportunities to learn and grow as an educator and help your students as well. But I want to know from you, have you ever done any online classes? Like, what difficulties, challenges, and tips can you offer or have you encountered? Be sure to let us know in the comments. Thanks again for watching, and see you on the next video.